Maybe I should be adventurous again and just ask someone if I can camp on their property. The only bummer about that is it has a pretty low success rate. Unless they know about me ahead of time, it's kind of a weird thing to have someone just roll up and be like, "What do you think? Bunkmates tonight?" And you can see why you'd be like, "Probably not. I don't know you." And when I'm asleep, I tend to be less able to defend myself from weirdos. So you can see where the hiccup is there. Hey everybody, as you may or may not be aware, my name is Isaiah and I've been walking across the country for just over 10 months now. Hi, I don't have a new intro ready to go yet because I haven't had time to make one. I am trying to do a lot of things. But here's another episode. This is the episode where I crossed 7,500 miles walked. And that was a big thing. I really hope you guys are enjoying these. I'm going to try and be more consistent as always, but like I said, there's just a lot going on, so I'm going to try. I'm going to try real hard. And watch till the end, por favor. There's your daily Spanish lesson. Salamat. That means thank you in Filipino, so there's your daily Filipino lesson. And subscribe. Thank you. My biggest problem at the moment is that everything in Bethlehem looks worth looking at. But it's also all up on a hill. Really tiring. And I don't know, it's just kind of too much. So that's my problem. Big problems, I know. I lead a tough life. I'm a little torn, as in metaphorically. I'm not injured. So many cars. I'm gonna try and talk loud. I know there's a lot of car noise. Someone sent me a picture of the walking trail that goes right along the river here, and it looks very, very pretty. Something I want to walk. But Bethlehem also Bethlehem also has a lot to offer. It just looks like I can see things I want to go look at from here. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I might just do a loop through town, hit the trail, and then go, but we'll see. Evidently that is the last remaining wall of the pottery shop that was built here, and it was like one of the earliest buildings. And for some reason they left one wall. The sign said that it's going to be reconstructed. That'll be cool. Okay, I saw some of downtown. It's kind of like eating, you know? After you've had a bowl of ice cream, you kind of want to not eat ice cream. Or maybe like 2 bowls. And instead, you're in the mood for something else. So after I've been looking at buildings for a couple hours, sort of in the mood for like trees and stuff. So I've been looking at buildings for a few hours. Now I'm going to go to the trail that follows the river and look at trees and stuff for a few hours. What's done? It's a river intersection. Yeah, this river going this way. And it has a bridge so that that water can cross that water without the two converging. And I'm confused why that's desirable. Oh, okay, so one is the river and one is a canal. The canal was used for coal shipping up and down these like steep valleys, and they had a ton of locks. That's one of them, where you could raise up and lower boats to descend or ascend the mountain or the valley. They use the same process for like, what's the canal? The Panama Canal. But this is old and no longer functioning. Apparently the last boat used it in 1942, but then there was a flood and the declining profits and evolving of the highways and railways made it so that it was shut down after that, and they stopped using it and stopped repairing it. It's pretty fascinating, honestly. If you're like me. I think this is a old railroad grade, maybe, I'm not sure. It's called the DNL Trail. It goes right along the Lehigh River. And that's what I'm going to be walking on for a little while. There was just so much going on in Bethlehem, it almost felt overwhelming. So, I'm going to walk on this for a while and be underwhelmed instead. Just kidding. Let's get the normal whelmed. Perfect amount of whelming. I'm in Freemansburg, or something like that. I don't know. There's a couple like neighborhood towns, at least there's names on the map. Middletown and Buzztown. They seem to be mostly just residential before I get to the Easton area, so I'm just gonna peacefully work my way through those things. That's the plan. Not made one of those in my elementary school. Map of the US. I used to love that thing. One of my elementary schools. Fun fact, I actually went to a different elementary school for first, second, and third grades. We used to move a lot. Not a lot of space for me to be right there, which is cool. We're just gonna go for it anyway. Watch how fun this is. Luckily there's a pretty decent shoulder on the other side of the road. But yeah, you just have to do what you can. And sometimes that's basically just make sure all these cars are seeing you. And a lot of times, if you're on a place like this where you've got no shoulder, you're in the lane. So if you see somebody not paying attention, you have to go like, that's the plan, that's the strategy. Scary time is over. Now we have a good shoulder again. But that just happens periodically where it just sucks all of a sudden. It's a bad angle. I didn't catch her name, but thank you to the lady who just dropped off some snacks. These are cold. They're very good. That's all. I guess I can give an update. I am on Freemansburg Ave still, and I think I'm about to cross like the big road. I'm not sure if it's 76 or 78 or something like that. And then Easton's sort of on the other side of it. So just making some steady progress. It's funny how much like variety is what makes the trip enjoyable. If I haven't seen anything interesting in a while, it can get boring. If there's too much interesting stuff, it can be overwhelming. If I haven't gotten to walk in a while, like just a good walk for like an hour, I can like really want to do that. Or if I've done nothing but walk for hours. I guess that's really just a statement on the human existence. We like a variety of stimuli. So I guess that's not really that original of a thought. I will work on it. I'll try to come up with only the most interesting of things to say. Maybe the fact that the background is pretty will help sort of make up for that. Or maybe you like it anyway. I'm just walking. Thanks, Palmer. Township. That dude was the perfect example of someone who never looks to the right, ever, before pulling out. And they are a danger to people hiking. Anyway, so the basic point is you can't walk in front of them expecting that they'll see you, because they will pull out and they will hit you. They have never looked to the right once. They only look to the left in the face of oncoming traffic. It's happened so many times now that it's like disappointing, but I would probably do the same. So I'm really no better. They'll let this serve as a PSA. Look both directions. It's good for the health of walkers. Oh, we're just about to Easton. And I didn't really realize until now, but this is pretty much the last town before the border with New Jersey. So I should be in Jersey tomorrow, I imagine, at some point. That's not for me. It's 7:13, so I've got like 40 minutes of light left, and I still haven't figured out where I'm going to sleep, which is fine. Something always works out. I don't know, I have this weird thing. I've had a number of people, not a ton, but I don't know, maybe like half a dozen. And they reach out, and they're like, hey, if you're ever in a bind, reach out, I'd really like to get you a hotel room. And I always go like, awesome, I really appreciate it, that's really nice. And then I never like want to do it. I don't know, because I mean, yeah, that'd be nice, but like, I don't know, I'm always like, I can get it. this time. Like, I can't do that sustainably yet. I don't know, I just feel weird reaching out when, like, I have enough to do it. So why make someone else pay for it? So it's just kind of these quirky thing where if they ask me, like, reach out when you need help, I'll be like, but I'll probably never do it. But if they're like, can I help you right now? Can I send you some money right now? Like, they want to help. If they phrase it right, I'm like, sure. I don't know why, but it's like a mental thing, because in my head, I'm like, I'm allowing them to help me. And that's a kindness. Or instead of like asking for it. I don't know. But it's, for some reason, it's something I'm hung up on. Anyway. But I don't like spending money on hotels because I can't afford to do that often. Maybe one day. If these YouTubes ever take off. So far they make me like $10 a day. Pretty good. Pretty good, but hotel rooms tend to cost like $150 a day. Or like it depends on the day. 100 maybe. So you see the imbalance there. But it is somewhat tough to camp in populated areas, which is kind of most of the Northeast, really. Okay, that's 2.5 minutes of rambling. Probably enough. Thanks for watching. Maybe I should be adventurous again and just ask someone if I can camp on their property. The only bummer about that is it has a pretty low success rate. Unless they know about me ahead of time, it's kind of a weird thing to have someone just roll up and be like, what do you think? Bunkmates tonight? And you can see why you'd be like, probably not. I don't know you. And when I'm asleep, I tend to be less able to defend myself from weirdos. So you can see where the hiccup is there. If they extend the invitation to you, then in their mind it's like, what's the chance that this guy I reached out to happens to want to be a freakazoid? But if I reach out to them, then that almost seems like opportunistic behavior. Can you get where I'm coming from? Anyway, so that's the dilemma. Even at right now, like, I am trying to figure it out, but I'm not like worried per se. I'm just trying to figure it out. What should I do? And I found the trail. My first video on YouTube is called I'm Walking 10,000 Miles Across America. And I just hit 7,500. Which is crazy. I don't know if it'll actually end up being 10,000. It mostly depends on if I hit Maine and turn around. That's the only way I'd get the extra couple thousand. But I'm more and more tempted every day. Because one, I'm happy. And that's the biggest one. And two, I'm trying to see if I can't do stuff like this for the rest of my life. And so while I'm making progress on turning this into something I can live off of, in that progress, I mean, it's still growing and it's turning more and more realistic. So while I'm making progress, why stop? Especially if you like it. Sounds like a win-win to me. The only potential hurdle I see is massive quantities of snow. That's the big one. So we'll see what happens there. I need a light so I can shine it on my faces. I only have one. So I can shine it on my face when I take videos late at night. Hold on. Okay. Someone messaged me and said, I have a willing host that's about 4 miles away. I can't, well, I mean, I could, but walking 4 miles in the dark is usually a fairly unpleasant prospect. So we're seeing if they have, they said they have a minivan, and we're seeing if it can fold the seats flat. Because if it can do that, then it'll probably work. Otherwise, I think I found a pretty good spot to stealth camp here in this spot. It's dark, so I can't really show you, but I'll post about it in the morning. So we're gonna see if that works out. If not, I'm just gonna set up my tent and roll the dice. Take a little gamble. Okay. So someone reached out. They only live about 4 miles away, as I mentioned, and they have a minivan, so they're gonna come get me. I was tempted to just take up an offer for a hotel room. Not from the hotel. If it had been from the hotel itself, I'd been like, heck yeah. But somebody was gonna pay for it. I like to save people's money if I can. I don't just take a hotel because they're willing to pay for it, but if there's options where I can have them not spend money, then I'll usually see if I can't make that work. Plus, it's always kind of fun to meet someone, especially someone who's so nice that they reached out to a stranger they don't know and offered them a place in their house. So he said he can be here in like 20 minutes. That's not too bad because it's not even 9 o'clock yet. So I'm just sitting here in this parking lot where we'll have plenty of room to load it up. And it's cleaner than the place where I was getting ready to stealth camp, so there's less bugs too, which is always a win. Because I'm pretty sure I got bit a bunch of times while I was hiding back there in the dark. Because I was ready to stealth camp if need be. I found a spot that would have worked pretty well, I think. But this is more fun. You get to meet more people. It's a better story. As far as I like remembering it. And there are things I can do in the next 20 minutes anyway. I need to cut my nails. They're dirty and long. Content. I know. Subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Hopefully tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Thanks.